And now, the best 60-ish seconds of your week.
I'm here at the Pennsylvania Farm Show, and for those of you not from the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania, this truly is the greatest show on earth. A week-long exposition of Pennsylvania agriculture, the largest indoor farming show in the country, maybe in the world. 500,000 visitors come through here each week to see the glories of Pennsylvania's farming community and its importance to our economy. It is, in fact, the largest part of Pennsylvania's economy. And around the country this week, governors and legislatures were being sworn in. And as the farm show leaves this building, Pennsylvania's governor's inaugural committee moves in for the inaugural ball that will be held here shortly after the cows, pigs, and other livestock leave. That should make for an interesting night. And people are wondering what all of these new legislatures and governors are going to look like. One thing to keep your eye on, Pennsylvania is part of this so-called interstate compact on fossil fuels, which is another way of saying a carbon tax, and a really bad idea. There are multiple states involved in that. Watch to see how your state, and the Commonwealth in particular, react to that. And of course, the big story of the week is the government shutdown. Now, when you're viewing this on Saturday morning, it may be all over. That's very unlikely. And if it isn't, it will be the longest running government shutdown in American history, and the first time during the current shutdown when the affected employees don't actually get paychecks. And that's usually when the rubber meets the road. The so-called blame game is interesting to watch because polls are now suggesting that the Democratic Congress has caught up to the Republicans and the president in terms of who the American people are blaming for all this. But one thing's for sure, there's a way to get to yes on this, and the political posturing needs to end pretty quickly. And if it does, there's a way for both sides to save face and to get this deal done. Speaking of deals, the China trade deal still looms very large on the horizon. It needs to be done by about March 31st, and we've said all along that it's critical to what happens to the world's economy and to the American economy in particular during 2019, which is so vitally important leading up to the 2020 elections. And on just some tiny little leaks this week, it looked like, at least as we were taping this, 5 straight days of up trading on the markets, for example, and an opportunity for them to go back above 24,000 points. One item I should mention too. One of our viewers called me and said, I want to correct you on saying that the market hit 1,000 for the first time when Ronald Reagan became president. And the caller was right. The market had actually hit 1,000 prior to that. In fact, in 1966, in midday trading, it hit 1,000 points, didn't close that way, but it did close at the end of Richard Nixon's first term in 1972, above 1,000 points, then slipped down below that, and it hadn't gotten back to 1,000 points on a regular basis until Ronald Reagan took office. The point being that the gigantic swings, 1,000-point swings in a single day now, are really phenomenal, given the fact that it took the market that long to get to that point, and that's the point that I was making. The markets aren't the economy, as we said all along, so watch the economy, where the essentials and fundamentals are still very strong. Great jobs report. The only section that's really doing some troubling stuff right now is retailing. If you saw what happened to Sears, there's a little bit of sadness in all of our hearts as a piece of our childhood goes away. But for now, from the Pennsylvania Farm Show, truly the greatest show on earth, that is the best 60 seconds of your week.